done cookouts before, but this is the first one in Harlem.
And we appreciate y'all.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we invited everybody. You know, we didn't want to make it seem like only Israelites can come, because all of y'all are Israelites. Y'all just sleep Israelites, but all of y'all are Israelites. So it's for everybody that can come out. You know what I mean? So, and y'all can see us in a different light. Y'all usually just see us banging on the street, but we get down. Our families come out here. My wife is here. My daughter's here. So you know, our families get down and stuff like that.
And we family.
So that's what we came out.
That's what I was talking about. Isupk barbecue.
How you doing, brother? Peace.
What's up, brother?
What's happening?
Brother, when you gonna come out with that booming hip hop CD, man?
All right, man. We got a couple of projects in the works right now. You know what I'm saying? We got that Lost Tribes and Promised Land. We got Mac in America, that Fame, Focus All My Energy, and of course, Do the Right Thing. Got the samples all up in there, telling the story. It's almost gonna be like a whole movie in itself, man. Yo, big ups to Baba Every Time Fire for supporting this since day one. Real talk.
Thank you, brother.
No sweat. Peace, brother.
Do me a favor, don't do me no favors. These rappers came up, I probably never will. My soul ain't got a price, it's not for sale for a couple mil. So I ain't selling out the second someone hands me a deal. I keep it simple, all I need is shelter, shower, and a meal. These rappers came up, I probably never will. My soul's priceless, it's not for sale for a couple mil. So I ain't selling out the second someone pass me a deal. I keep it simple, all I need is shelter, shower, and a meal. We used to dictate what was hot using hip-hop. Now there's an intricate plot that trickles down from the top, mutating the culture, turn the off from the pop. It's time to stop, drop, shut them down, and open up shop. Put your 2 cents in, now I'm making my deposit. There's a couple of things I can't stay quiet, gotta acknowledge, like the Rainbow Coalition makes my ass wanna vomit. When I was young, you had to keep it in the closet. Get mention ain't my mission, but look at the television, they're feminizing all men, emasculating all women. I'm only speaking my mind, so they look at me like a villain instead of these companies who make a killing off a killing. This ain't the type of world that I would want to raise my children on. A weak foundation, you can never raise a building. If you're feeling what I'm feeling, get your hands up to the ceiling. What I'm saying ain't appealing, I ain't sorry, fuck your feelings. My heart is for the source, so when I pray I'm almost hearing, drowning out the pain. I need a cup to put a beer in, one mic to put a lyric, a crowd to come and hear it, so I can try to heal it. My mind, body, and spirit. Rappers came up, I probably never will. My soul ain't got a price, it's not for sale for a couple mil. So I ain't selling out the second someone hands me a deal. I keep it simple, all I need is shelter, shower, and a meal. These rappers came up, I probably never will. My soul's priceless, it's not for sale for a couple mil. So I ain't selling out the second someone pass me a deal. I keep it simple, all I need is shelter, shower, and a meal. Everything changed, nothing's the same. Music's far from inspirational, although we're more than capable. Promoting drugs everywhere, today it's unescapable. Do it every day, the excuse is recreational. I'm not a saint, I dabble, but it was only occasional. Nowadays I wouldn't do a billion if they paid me to. A sober mind is hard to find, but far from unattainable. Your friends or yourself, homie, tell me who you cater to. See, it's cool to do Molly and blues, and go blaze a few. Where's your head at? You got a wrist to take a razor too? Because you're killing yourself. The only thing that's valuable as your time is your health. Nothing righteous about anything that's done in stealth. So this one's going out to all of those who dealt, risking your freedom just to accumulate wealth. Because you're doing it and doing it and doing it well. Until you're doing it and doing it, end up in a cell. We already living in hell, I make the flames excel. So while I'm working in the lab, mixing up a concoction, remember hustling ain't a choice, but it's always an option. These rappers came up,
No, he brought a lot of lies. Ali Muhammad said two things that he was supposed to present, and he did not.
Yeah, the Bible coming, the Quran coming before the Bible.
And that the Greeks did not exist.
Right.
He didn't go into either one of them. So he pretty much beat himself up on that particular note.
Right.
But in the one that you were going against, you were supposed to substantiate that Jesus did exist because of all these reasons. I'm not saying the reasons are wrong. I'm just saying it's such new type of information that it's like, what you mean he went to India? Well, how he was crucified. And then if you did read the Quran, you would know in the Quran it says that Jesus was not, or Isa was not crucified. So you would be following that lineage and substantiate it with the India story.
Right. So I knew that I could have made it more clear.
That's the problem.
But the information is there. The information is followed.
But it seems so complex and it seems like you're trying to trick. Not that you're doing that. Not that you're doing that.
But the only thing that I didn't really do was reiterate the particular point. I said the point and I said look at the information, but sometimes when you bring in that new information.
How you doing, brother? I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well.
I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. One, what do you think about the debate?
What do I think about the debates? Well, I think obviously there's pros and cons, but at the end of the day, there's more pros than there's cons. For example, I've been studying and researching since the 80s. And in the 80s, there's been a lot of segregation among our brothers. Different schools stood within their school and had conversations inside their schools. Now we take in different schools and bring them under one umbrella. And even though it looks violent, the debates and going one idea against the other idea, at the end of the day, you have to do that in order to show where are the contradictions, because if I only deal with my own camp, then I already know certain doctrine, and then it depends if you're a novice or if you're an intermediate scholar within my own camp. But when you have two intermediate scholars within two different camps, they don't know the surprises, the ins and outs that the other opponent is going to bring to the table. So you actually bring to the table something totally, I'm not going to say that it's necessarily new, but it pushes something more advanced. Because technically what we like to do is we like to get into a comfort zone because we believe that the people are not ready for this information. So we always go down to an elementary level and we stay at an elementary level because we believe that the novices and our people at large don't know the information. But when you have these debates, you force that conversation from a mediocre standpoint to a more advanced perspective, so that a lot of people who were yearning for the more advanced knowledge now have an opportunity to get exposed to it. And the people who are novices now get to realize that, wait a minute, I might have to budget my time carefully and not worry about LeBron James going back to Cleveland or worrying about who's going to win the next Super Bowl. There's a lot of stuff I need to learn, because now I'm not only being taught from a fundamental basic level, we're going up to a PhD level. So for the first time in a long time, we are pushing up. So the cons in the debate is a lot of people feel uncomfortable. They feel uncomfortable because they're being forced to study more and research more because the information is coming at a more accelerated rate. So it's a very powerful thing at the end of the day, primarily because now it pushes the envelope from a fundamental, basic perspective on the premise that our people are not ready for it, and we got to spoon feed them into a more advanced level to actually move this forward. So the debates at the end of the day are way more positive than they are negative.
That's really tight. Please, brother, shot the wall. All right. Now they're really in trouble. Who's in trouble?
Which team?
My brothers, man. They're not the team. Yeah, not the Hebrews. The other brothers. Because Kemet's on trial, and these are master teachers in Kemet. But I think they talk about the glory of Kemet and not the whole story of Kemet. And there's a lot of things that have to be answered and put in proper perspective. And they're gonna do that. They're gonna pull out all the stops on Kemet. Or they're gonna go. And I hope they can defend that, because Kemet is not a book that a lot of people use and base their life on, as far as a foundation of living and the structure of community. We don't really live by that and have Kemetic laws as a community and a conscious community. We don't. We allude to that. That was the original, but we don't base our life on them laws. When you're debating people that base their life on biblical laws, there's a lot of reasons. But let me tell you first things first. But the reason why we're not doing it, bro. Okay, all right. I don't want no. He came back. Hey, he came back taller. He came back taller this time. I don't want Punja.
Salakia for that. This one. All right. Okay. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Rakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Thumb Bashim Yahshua to the sisters. I'm preaching those to Paratazal. Right now, you know what I'm saying? We're waiting for a preaching officer of 5,000 Hazahab. You know, and this is the Israelite school, University School of Practical Knowledge, started off from 1 West on the 25th Street under Community Junior Honor. And since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They are God's chosen people. We're going to clap it first up, clap it up for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Once again, this is history class. Since 1969, Isupk have been teaching history to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They are God's chosen people in the history according to the Bible. At the beginning of the class, I'll play our old cookout video to let you know there's a history to our cookout. We've been doing this cookout thing for the community, for our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, a place that you could come, and it will be a safe place. It would be a safe place for all, you know what I'm saying, all Israelite groups to come together. You know what I mean? So we could enjoy each other company, so we could play some dominoes, so we could show, you know what I'm saying, show brotherhood and sisterhood, especially to our community. Because we never seen anything like that before. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Priest and Commander Junior Yohana, you know what I'm saying, put the memo out for all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, all Israelite groups to report to the cookout. And this year, you know what I'm saying, this year in Salakia, let me just get the flyer real quick. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's in the chat, we got, you know what I'm saying, we got the link to the cookout information. This right here. This is the cookout information right here. The Isupk cookout hosted by Priest and Commander Junior Yohana. It says right here, stop the gun violence. Sunday, September 1st, Marcus Garvey Park here in Harlem, New York. If you in YO, if you in Yonkers, New Rochelle, White Plains, the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? There's a free cookout on September 1st in Harlem, New York. Everything starts at about like at 12 o'clock. Let me see here. If you're for more information, call 646 481-6315, or go to, you know what I'm saying, or go to our website, www.isupk.com. Right now, it's at Marcus Garvey Park. It's on the corner of 124th Street and Madison Avenue. Bring everybody you know. We're feeding everybody. We're feeding everybody. Comida de gratis. That's what's going on. Comida de gratis. Free food. That's what we do. Not only going to be free food, it's going to be music there. You know what I'm saying? Going to be brotherhood there. We're going to be playing dominoes. We're going to be, you know what I'm saying? Bloods and Crips going to be playing spades together. You know what I'm saying? Latin Kings and Yetas going to play dominoes together, and then laughing and watching their little babies playing in the park. That's what we do. Right. That's the safe. That's the holy ground. Right. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We never seen that in our life. We never seen a Latin king playing dominoes with a Crip. But we're going to make sure that happened on September 1st. That's what it's going to be. Because, you know what I'm saying, we was authorized by the, you know what I'm saying, we was authorized by the Most High God so we could do that to God's chosen people. We're going to, I'm going to pull this scripture. I want everybody to go in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Let's go to my bedrock, chapter 6, verse 13. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 13. Because this is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Can we get a place where, you know what I'm saying, when it's, you know what I'm saying, when our oppressor's not there, just, you know what I mean, just a family affair. Can we just have that one, you know what I mean? That, you know what I'm saying, that one day, just for us. Right. You know what I'm saying? Can we just be selfish? Because all our life, we worship you. We hover, you know what I'm saying? We hover, you know what I'm saying, to your feet, America. To, you know what I'm saying, to the, so, you know, to white Jesus. You know what I'm saying, to the slave master doctrine, to the Joe Biden's doctrine, to Donald Trump doctrine. Right. He's going to become our master. You know he's going to become blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians leader. He's going to become our leader. Another nation of people are going to become blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians leader. Can we just have a family affair, please? Right. With our own flavor? And also, you know what I'm saying, on September 1st, we will be, you know what I'm saying, we will be showing you what exactly breakdancing is. Right. We will have a breakdancing contest in Harlem, in NYC, where it all started at. You know what I'm saying? Two minutes away from the Bronx. Right. You know what I'm saying? Precinct Commander General Hanna is from the Bronx, South Bronx. Right. He was from there. Castle Kills or Castle Hill? Yeah. Oh, I remember they used to call it Castle Unalive. Oh. You know what I mean? Oh, most on Christ. But I want you to go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 6. Verse 13. Go to my bedrock right here. Verse 13. It says it right here. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 13. Separate thyself from thy enemy, and take heed of thy friend. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? Did a Christian church ever taught you about, you know what I'm saying, you got to separate yourself from your enemy? Right. The one, you know what I'm saying, the one who put you in slavery. Yeah. The one who said all men is created equal, but we, you know what I'm saying, except for, you know what I'm saying, this is for teaching purposes, for niggas and spicks and redskins. That's pretty much, right. That's what they were saying. They was writing all men is created equal, and they had slaves at the same time. You have white people who want to be free from the, you know what I'm saying, from the monarch of the UK, of the British Empire. But meanwhile, they had slaves. They had slaves. And they wrote all men, you know what I'm saying, even, you know what I'm saying, you know men have a context. They wasn't talking about all men, they're talking about their kind. That's what they was talking about. That's what they was talking about, their kind. Even during World War I and World War II, you I don't know if you know this, but the Germany, that was an enemy to America, they was allowed to eat in the same cafeteria with them. They're enemies, the Germans. But the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians wasn't allowed to eat in that cafeteria. You know what were they doing? They were serving the food to their, you know what I'm saying, to their enemies. Right. That's how America is. Double talk. You know what I mean? Double talk. But I'm gonna say it right here. It says it right here. And this is what we're gonna do on September 1st. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna separate thyself from thy enemies. We're gonna separate ourselves, you know what I'm saying, from our enemies. And we're talking about our oppressor. You know what I mean? We're talking about our oppressor. Because we got, you know what I'm saying, we got caught up, and you know what I'm saying, we got caught up in Americanism. We became honorary American. So we don't know who's the enemy. Based on the history of this country, who's the enemy? Yo, I guess a blood stop a Crip from voting. I guess a blood, you know what I'm saying? I guess a Crip, you know what I'm saying, drop bombs on his family house. That must have happened. We don't know what enemy, you know what I'm saying? Our enemies is our oppressor, Americanism. Based on the history. That's the reason why, you know how you learn how to be the so-called gangster? You learn it from the white man. You learn gang banging from white people. That's what you did. Because you gotta realize when they was doing all of, you know what I'm saying, all that that mid, you know what I'm saying, that in the West, and they unaliving sheriff and still, you know what I'm saying, and robbing state coaches and all that stuff, you was in slavery. Your people was in slavery. You was a chair. That's what you was. You was a commodity. You know what I'm saying? That's what you was. You was a cow or a horse. That's what you was. And you're gonna forget about that? You're gonna forget about that? And now, you know what I'm saying? Now we on automatic pilot. Oh man, I wanted to play that. I wanted to play this this video. I always play it about. If you get a chance, look up the flea experiment. The fleas. That, you know what I'm saying? You had scientists. You know what I'm saying? They had a flea experiment. So what they did is put fleas. Or you could go to you gonna look it up?
Yeah.
Oh no, go to I got it on email. Yeah, you look up the email, go back, and just go to John Smith, and it should be under you're gonna see like flea experiment. Oh no, go to search bar, slot, sir. Search bar, John Smith, and you're gonna say flea experiment. I had to send it about a couple of days ago. Like a flea experiment. See, I can send it now. Let me see, tweet. But if you type it in, because it's there. But the flea experiment was, you know what I'm saying? They had a jar on the table, right? And they dumped a bunch of fleas in the jar. They jumped a bunch of fleas in the jar. So once that, you know what I'm saying? And once that happened, then they put the lid on. And they left the fleas in the jar for 3 days, 72 hours. 72 hours, they left the fleas in there. 72 hours, sir. I'm going to pull up. And they took they came back. They took the top off. And no fleas was jumping out of the jar. None of them was jumping out the jar. None, you know what I'm saying? They got conditioned to be in that, you know what I'm saying, to be in that mind state. They got used to trauma. We normalized trauma. That's what happened. And guess what? The fleas taught their offspring not to fly out the jar. That was their home, the jar. That's the same experiment that they did on us. Oh, you know what they always say? Yo, how can, you know what I'm saying, Black and Hispanics, why can't they come together? Because we got to put it into a jar. Right. You know what I mean? A jar is not our habitat. That's the reason why if somebody speak up for their people, oh, you right. Hold on, I'm just only speaking about my people. Right. I can't choose my people first. Right. And check it out. Do you have the Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians asking, did white nationalism ever work for white people in America? Think about what I'm saying. Did white nationalism ever work for white people in America? Well, all over the world, obviously. You see that? Right. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly, it worked. It worked to the point that we accepted, you know what I'm saying? We accepted a God who did not look like us. But it says it right here. There you go, right. Most sorry. Right here. For Blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians. Let me just read the scripture right here. It says it right here. Separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friend. Our enemy is the one that's doing the experiment. That's our enemy, literally, our enemy. And he put us in a goddamn jar. Because we nothing. Because we nothing. Oh, these Negroes are going to vote again? These Negroes was was marching in the 1940s so they could vote. We just lynched 10 of them 2 days ago. And the people who lynched them got off. The people, you know what I'm saying? The people that was on the people that was on the journey was the lynchers. Of course they got their friends off. Right. Of course they got their friends off. Their cousin. Yeah, that's their cousin. You know what I'm saying? They just finished going hunting 2 days ago. Right. Like their lawyer and the judge. Like their lawyer and the judge. That's what it is. They know each other. They all in the same fraternity. The game is rigged. Democrats and Republicans went to school together. They was on the same basketball team. They was on the same wrestling team. They was on the same, you know what I mean? They was on the same golf team. They was on the same chess team. The Democrat, what you think is the difference between the Democrat and the Republicans? You know what I'm saying? No, the difference between the Democrat and Republicans, the Republicans will urinate on you and the Democrat will give you an umbrella. Nevertheless, they're going to still urinate on you and you're going to love it. You can play that, sir.
Training fleas requires a glass jar with a lid. The fleas are placed inside the jar and the lid is then sealed.
Now you see those fleas is coming out when he dumped them in, because they was freeze. You know what I mean? You see they jumping out. They're literally jumping out the jar. You know what I mean? They jumping like, yo, we ain't supposed to be here. Let's get out of here. Let's separate from our enemy. Let's separate from this place. That's what they was doing. Let's separate from this place. And then look what happened. What you mean? Separate from
they are left
this
undisturbed
good white
for
man?
3 days.
What good place that we have better than this?
Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out.
3 days later,
in fact,
only 2
the
hours
fleas
later,
will never jump higher than the level set by the lid.
he stepped back. The doctor stepped back. The scientists stepped back. Look, they took away the glass.
And when these fleas reproduce, their offspring will automatically follow their example.
They offspring will automatically follow their example. My mom's is on crack. Why not I could be on crack? My brother sold drugs. My father sold drugs. I could sell drugs. That's the only way I could get out. If my father played basketball, I played basketball.
Hold on. They put something so heavy on here at the end of the video.
Oh, I ain't never seen it. Oh, man.
Escape the circus.
Escape the circus.
Good.
Oh, you know what? You know what that was from, right? That was also to tell you about with the elephant. With the elephant. That's that elephant thing.
Right.
Remember, they've been beating and whipping the elephant with the chains, and the elephant couldn't be a goddamn elephant no more. Then once they crushed the elephant, you know what I'm saying? Once they crushed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you're not allowed to say that you God's chosen people. You're not allowed to say that. Right. You're not allowed. People, you know what I'm saying? Your own kind will fight against you if you say you God's chosen people. If you say, yo, I'm from the uplifting of my nation, of my people. I understand their trauma. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to show them brotherhood. I'm going to show them sisterhood. I'm going to show if we step away from the trauma, we can start healing from this. Right. And don't have to be this no more. And guess what? You know what I mean? Us, you know what I'm saying? Us was raised up in the circus. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking? You see this chain on me? You see this chain on me? I can't go nowhere. You see what happened every time when I pulled this chain? You know what I'm saying? This person beat me every time I pulled the chain. Right. Isupk, you know what Isupk says? He took the chain off 10 years ago. He took the chain off 10 years ago. That's what Isupk tell our people. It says it right here. It says, separate, Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 13. Separate thyself from thy enemy and take heed to a friend. Pay close attention to a friend. That's what heed means. Hail to a friend. Because the only friend that we always have is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. It's not by accident that, you know what I'm saying, you go to California and it's blacks and Mexicans. Always together. I don't know how we always end up together. Why we always end up together? You come over here, you go to Chicago. You go to see it. It's always blacks and Hispanics.
We're always in the same jar.
We always in the same jar. We always in the same jar. And we fighting amongst each other. Meanwhile, everybody in the jar is heeding to who? White Jesus. Caesar Borgia. Yep. That doctrine. Everybody in the jar. It's not by accident. It's not by accident. So it says, take heed to a friend. The only friend that we have is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Once we separate from our enemies, then we can start healing. Right. Then we can walk down any block that we want. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then we can wear any goddamn colors that we want. Because why, for real, why ain't I mad at you for what reason? We both don't got 2 pennies to rub together. You know what I mean? You never hung none of my people. So why are we fighting? One of us got to say, I'm sorry, and it's never going to happen again. Joe Biden and Donald Trump want the fighting to always happen. That's the reason why you wear, you know what I'm saying, the Democrats and the Republican colors. That's what, you know what I'm saying, the red and blue. The red coats is coming. That was the British in America. One was the red coats, one was the blue coats. What do you learn this behavior from? You learn it from your enemy. You never separate yourself from your enemy. It says it right here in Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 14. And it says, a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that have found such and one have found treasure. Have found treasure. It says it right here, verse 14. A faithful friend. What is faithful mean? Things that unseen. Loyalty. I'm loyal to this person that he's going to do right. You know why? Because we both following out of the law, statute, commandment. We both know who our enemy that we just separated from. Right. We both know that. You know what I'm saying? He put you on the Trail of Tears. You know what I'm saying? He put, you know what I'm saying? He did Trail of Tears to you. He put us on trees. You know what I'm saying? He put you, you know what I'm saying? He put us on trees. He put you through the Alamo. You see that? Right. You know what I mean? Where did, you know what I'm saying? You got the Seminole, the so-called Seminole Indians was helping so-called, you know what I'm saying, so-called African Americans to go where? To go to Mexico. They got a whole village from that. Right. Village. Because, you know what I'm saying? The Mexicans knew Blanquito was the devil. They knew it. Come over here. Come over here. There's no slavery over here. We've been, you know what I'm saying? We've been fighting for you for a very long time. Come over here. Seminole coming over here. Now you don't know which one is Mexican, which one is Negro, because they've been doing their numbers. You see what I'm saying? But they know their lineage. They know why they came there. Right. You know, also, they also have another population in I think it is, what is it? If I'm not mistaken, it's even in Belize. There's American Negroes went over there to escape. Whole towns, they just speak English because we speak in our slave language. You see what I'm saying? Right. And you got you know what I'm saying? You got whole nations like that because they was escaping away from their enemies. But they ain't had enemies over here. That's the reason why they went over there in Belize. And it's all over. This is, you gotta see this history. You know what I mean? You gotta see this history. And guess what? It wasn't no cars, there wasn't no planes. But it says it right here, Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 14. A faithful friend, a loyal friend, is a strong defense.
Right.
Think about that. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got people, you know what I'm saying? You got people who think they're enemies, never was enemies. If you come to the Isupk barbecue, you would know you would notice, why was I mad at you?
Right.
For what reason? What reason? You know what I'm saying? What really what comes out of this? Nothing. And I noticed that you will be a strong defense for me. A changing of ourselves. Not going according to our slave master. It can be done. Who say it cannot be done? Joe Biden? America? Our slave masters said blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians is not God's chosen people. They quick to say that. And and then our people get upset because we said that we are and we God's chosen people. That's it. Can we come together? Can I say sorry to you now? Can I say sorry? Can I separate myself from my enemy? Can you become a faithful friend? So you can become a strong defense to me and I come a strong defense to you? This is the history that we forgot. And he that hath found such a one hath found a treasure. That's the only treasure that we have. Following the Most High God. Following Yahushua, ignorant according to Jesus Christ. And understanding this, that a friend is a treasure. A friend is a treasure. We don't see that. You know what I'm saying? We think our friend's a treasure because he went half on us on a dime bag. We think you know what I'm saying? We think our friend, we think a friend is, if I'm doing dirt, he won't say anything.
I used to think that too.
Again, sir?
I used to think that too.
Me too. Me too. I was a good friend. I was a good friend.
I was a good friend too.
I was a good friend. I see the dirt that he's doing. I'm not even with that dirt. I always say, you know what I mean? Let me go. You know what I mean? You try to keep the distance away from me, but you're still going out. Right. But you try to keep the distance because you know how dirty he is.
Yeah. Balance.
And you're with him in the same crew.
Right.
You know who's dirty and who's dirty in your crew. That's not a friend. It's supposed to be a treasure. You won't never let him date your sister or your daughter because you know how disgusting he is, but he's your friend, right? Verse 15. We got Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 15. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend. Countervail. Let's see, Alexa, what do countervail means? Alexa, what do countervail means? Am I pronouncing it wrong?
The countervail is a component of a gas turbine engine that expands the gas.
Alexa, stop. Let me just look it up right here. We want to know what that is. So countervail. Let's see here. Verse 15. Yep. Countervail. Okay. Countervail. It is countervail.
Countervail.
Countervail. Offset the effect of something by countering it from something of equal force. So it says it right here. Nothing do countervail, counterbalance, a faithful friend. Nothing could counterbalance. Nothing could outweigh a faithful friend. This is what the Lord is talking to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, who are God's chosen people, who are the Israelites. This is Ecclesiastes. It says it right here, Ecclesiastes chapter 6. In chapter 6, verse 15, nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invulnerable, which means priceless. You know what I'm saying? A faithful friend is priceless underneath the Most High God. That's what we will learn. You will see, you know what I'm saying? You will be a witness to that at the barbecue on September 1st at Marcus Garvey Park. What it start at 12:30 p.m. 1 o'clock the latest. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. It's a lot, sir. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and officer of 5,000 Hazahah.
Got some bombs there. Practice out, man. That flea experiment. I never heard of that flea experiment. I never heard of the flea experiment.
Oh man,
but that was heavy. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. So history class. You know what I mean? Read some notable things about history from the scriptures also. Right. Also, if you have any questions, please put the questions in the chat there. All right. I wanted a part where the kingdom split. Right. Between David and Saul. Okay. Try to see if I can get one of them. David and Saul having beef. Oh, I should have never said that. Why did I say that for? 1 Samuel 18 and 8. 1 Samuel chapter 18. Okay. And now these things are written in history, just so we can know what not to do. Okay. Okay. It says right here, 1 Samuel 18 and 1. And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. All right? Knit meaning that they're interwoven together, like how your clothes is knit. You can't really see between the bands of the fabric. That's how close Jonathan and David was. And this is the history. This is how we gotta be. All right? Also, I was arguing with somebody on Facebook about God unaliving all of the Egyptians' kids. Somebody was upset that God unalived all of the Egyptians' kids and said, "What kind of God is that?" You don't understand what the Egyptians were doing to our kids, right? The Most High in history, in that sense, also maintained good brotherhood with us by doing that for us based on what they did to us. I'm gonna tell you another thing. Big up to Officer Thummer Young in Florida. He had a shirt that said alligator bait. Because that's what we were in America. We were alligator bait in America. So of course, you know, the 10 plagues of Egypt are here again. You know, I mean, the Most High done bring one plague and unalive some old people, and then now here comes another one from Africa that he's gonna bring from Africa called the Mpox Part 2, which is monkeypox refined. Where this one just gets the babies. You see what I'm saying? So now, of course, you know, according to the Bible, you know, I mean, we don't laugh over no unalivement. It's a completely sad thing to be, you know, deal with something like that. Moses did not laugh with the Egyptians' kids when they were being unalived and so forth. You know what I mean? But you have to understand why the Lord is doing this. You know what I mean? Them oppressors, man. You know, they done got abortion clinics all over the country for the sole purpose of unaliving and destroying Black and Latino babies before they even born. There's a woman, what's her name? Was it Hillary Clinton? Some years back. Had some political thing where she allowed what they called third trimester abortions. Meaning third trimester abortion, meaning from 7 to 9 months, that baby could be born and have a premature birth, right? They could have a premature birth, but instead you are going to opt to have an abortion, to say you're going to abort the baby. And abort is like a kind political way of saying drill the head of the baby. So when it comes out, it doesn't cry, so the mother doesn't lose her mind that the baby got really unalived in a forced premature birth. That's all abort means. Abort just means, unalive the baby. Unalive the baby as it's coming out so it does not cry. That's all an abortion is. You have to understand what that is. As a matter of fact, I want that. I want give me first Exodus chapter 1. You know what I mean? Exodus chapter 1, and we go down to 18.
Oh, God.
Note to me, if you run over a pregnant woman who's 5 months pregnant, 3 months pregnant, right? You by mistake, right? You run over any woman, just by mistake, and that woman happens to be 3 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant, 2 months pregnant. They call that double. Can we say the H word?
Homicide.
We can say double. We can say homicide. Double homicide. You see what I'm saying? Or if it's found out to be an accident, you still go down for manslaughter, and it'll be double manslaughter because there was a man in that belly. That thing that comes out of that belly becomes a man, and you took the life of that man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what an abortion is. All right. Are you trying to get me high? Okay, let me get some of this. Let me get some of this good ish right here. You know what I mean? Look at it right here. Look at it right here. By the way, for those out there who saying that they in the Old Testament they put weed in this thing, the weed that they put in the Old Testament in the censer was the unlawful one that made God unalive everybody according to history. Right? The strange incense in the censer was weed. Now prove is not. Prove is not that it's not weed. All right, good. When you're ready, brothers, all right. Let me get Exodus 1 and 20.
Oh, God. Exodus chapter 1, verse 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you want 20? Okay.
Yeah, scroll down. Scroll all the way down.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 20.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Therefore.
Scroll up a little more. Scroll, yeah, right there. What's that? Is that it right there? One more. There you go, 18. There we go.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 18.
Yeah.
And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and say unto them, why have ye done this thing?
Okay, hold on right here. This is I need one more verse off. See what I'm saying? Yeah, because of course the daughters of Israel did not listen to Pharaoh. So give me verse 17. Oh, is that it right there?
Yeah.
That's it right there. 16. There you go.
You want 16 or 15?
15. Give me 15. You're right. Yep.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 13.
Yeah.
And the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwife.
Right. So here's the jaw holder. Telling the Hebrew sisters, yo, if you see it, if you gonna say it, read.
Of which the names of the ones was Shipra, and the name of the other Puah.
Yep.
Verse 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife,
yep,
to the Hebrew women.
Right. When you start seeing new fleas jump up in this flea jar, read.
And see them upon the stools.
Yep. When you meaning the woman has already gave birth to the baby, and she's sitting on the stool with the baby in her hand, breastfeeding the baby. Read.
If it be a son, then ye shall kill him.
That's what it said in the Bible. That's what Pharaoh did. See what I'm saying? People would be mad at God because God unalived the Egyptian children. Why are you not mad at this? Why are you not mad at this? And I'm gonna tell you where that vibe is coming from. That vibe is coming from the same thing that makes you want to pray for Paris when they get hit with a terrorist attack. But when the Black and Latino community gets hit with a terrorist attack, but via crack cocaine and via heroin and via fentanyl, you got nothing to say about that. You got nothing to say. You got no prayer for Compton. You don't have that in you. You got no prayer for Harlem. You got no pray for the Bronx in the 80s. You don't got none of that. You don't got no pray for the Wild Hundreds in Chicago. You don't pray for Detroit when they get unalived every single day. Every single day. You're not praying for the attack that's been done on us. And that attack in Compton is on the boys. It's on the boys. The boys are just grown men now. But it's the same boys that are under attack again. Kids gangbanging at 13. What's the government program for that? To stop them or drop more crates of guns in their neighborhoods? It's the same vibe. So you be mad at God. You want to be mad at God because He put justice on those Egyptians for the Egyptians done to our children, and you want to feel pain for the oppressors in the Bible, but you don't want to feel pain for the victims in the Bible. You don't want to feel pain for God's chosen people in the Bible. You bugging. You absolutely bugging. And what's the next verse on that there, Shah?
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Come. You go right here.
Mm-hmm.
Then ye shall kill him.
Right, that's for the sons. Unalive the sons. Send them all to jail. If he's a son, send him to jail. Keep reading.
But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
But if it be a daughter, tell that daughter, hey, don't get with these black boys because they're gonna be unalived. They're all gonna be drug dealers. You need a better life, young girl. You know what you should do? Don't get with these black boys. Get with a white boy. That's what they said in church. Of course, it's something that I've heard personally in church, and I've heard everybody say this in church. I don't know why there's no article on it yet. I don't know why it's a thing that hasn't been brought up to why they do this thing. The sisters all in church, the midwives, they all in church are saying to the black girls in church who are young and 11 and 12, don't get none of these black boys. They're all gonna be unalived and they're all gonna go to jail. You need a better life. Get with a white boy. You ever heard that before, Professor? Have you heard that before? Someone online. This people online. We got people online. Have you ever heard? Just put this in the chat. Yes. Put yes if you've ever heard in church that a sister, a black woman, say to a young black girl in the church, don't get with none of these black boys. Get yourself a white boy and live a better life. Let me know if you've ever heard that before. But they say that I heard that when I was a kid, and they were told to a girl. I didn't even like the girl, but for some reason she decided to say a little louder to me when I might have been like 10. You know what I mean? I wasn't born in the States. You know what I mean? But I came here. I was made to live here for a hot minute, and then I heard that. And when I heard that, I can understand how everybody lives now. I understand why sisters are the way they are. You know what I mean? I understand why sisters look down on black men. Because you was taught to do that as a kid.
That's right.
You was taught to look down on our brothers. You see what I'm saying? Read that scripture again.
Come. You want it from the top, sir?
Please.
Oh, come. We got Exodus chapter 1, verse 16.
Next verse.
Oh, you went 16 or 17?
17.
Oh,
right quick. This is Proverbs 22:6.
Come.
It says, train up a child in the way he should go. That's what they've been doing in the church. They've been training our daughters how to be when they are older. That's why Halle Berry can't get a brother yet. And horribly paying the consequences for it. Horribly paying the consequences for it. What religion is Serena Williams?
Christian, sir.
I believe Serena Williams is a Christian. Let me ask Google. What religion is Serena Williams? Oh my gosh, she's a Jehovah's Witness. Did Serena Williams get Serena Williams was baptized on Sunday as a Jehovah's Witness, marking a monumental moment for, okay, no problem. She was a Jehovah's Witness who are Christians. And in the Jehovah's Witness, they hate black people too.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's a church, so you know, one church, one day they're Baptists, and one day Jehovah's Witness comes out in America, and what do the Christian women who hate black men? They just go to Jehovah's Witness. So why is Serena Williams with a white man? Because she was raised to do that. Train up a child in the way she should go. And when she is old, she will not depart from it. And now she's walking around in Paris looking like a ghost. Go ahead, Professor.
Lock it, sir. Actually, Jehovah's Witness just started accepting black people. It wasn't allowed to be a Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're gonna let you in now. But the one who came up with it, no, it wasn't. And I'm talking about, you know what I mean? I'm talking about decades after the fact. Like, we got to get our numbers up. We got to get some of this black money, because that's all what it was. Then, you know what I mean? And if I may, it's locked here. Then you have, you know what I mean? Then it was like, you know what I mean, against them to be like, you know what I'm saying? They only, you know what I'm saying? They only could marry, you know what I'm saying? Blacks could marry black. You know, no segregation. It wasn't allowed. It was against the law.
Right.
Now, who's the only people on top? You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor.
Right.
And who's the only people, you know what I'm saying? Who the main people who's getting, what's the main men who's going in there? White men. So you have our sisters marrying white men. In there. But meanwhile, they still racist against them.
Right.
You can pull it up right now. You know, Jehovah's Witness racist against sisters who was in jail. I got a lot.
Yeah. Let's go get some of those stuff. Right. Also, all that. You know what I mean? Sisters are finding themselves into a relationship with white guys, and the white guy is calling her an N-word in the house.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And then the white boys are being black people to the punch on this one. The white boys are putting the sisters on child support. The sister's thinking, no, she's gonna put the white guy on child support and get all this money. No, you're not. You're not gonna do that. You don't understand. You don't understand your place in this flea jar.
That's right.
You're in the jar. And when the oppressor with his white hand, just do that guy in the video over there, right? Put that video back up, man.
With the flake?
With the flake. Yeah, just go over there and press that share tab right there. Press the share tab. Yep. There you go. Let's run that video again. There you go. Press that button right there. There we go. You know what I mean? There we go. Look at this. This is us in the jar.
The fleas are placed inside the jar, and the lid is then sealed.
You know what I mean? And when he's ready, he just plays with you. And when he's ready, he puts the lid on you
for 3 days.
On your mouth. You see, he ain't tolerating that mouth from you. And when he's ready, he opens it back up. He let you in the church. He let you in the Jehovah's Witness church. And then now information coming out of you all the and you staying in the jar. You won't come out of that jar, and when he's ready, he picks you. He comes and observes you and looks at you and says, "Oh, you in the jar. You in the jar."
That's right.
You know what I mean? You thinking you're gonna put him in a jar because he put a jar on the brothers? No, you're not putting a jar. You're not putting a jar on him. Right. He puts the jar on us, and he puts the jar on you.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That now you said the end was heavy too. Escape the circle. What's the word you say on the end? What's the word at the end of that?
I bring it back.
Yeah. Escape.
That's my fault.
Yeah, it just go back, you know what I mean? It said escape the circus, number one. That circus is us. We the circus. And live beyond the limits. What does that mean? You gotta get out of church. You know what I mean? Because that church is the circus. That's why everybody dancing around acting a fool in there, because that joint is a circus. Live beyond the limits. What does that mean for sisters to live beyond the limits? It means you gotta not put yourself in this marginalized thing where you think you gotta have a white boyfriend to live a better life. You gonna get a brother in the truth, and you gonna live beyond the limits of the imaginary lid. You see what I'm saying? And there's another. Whoever wrote this, whatever poets wrote this was so deep, because according to the Bible, black people who are in jail, who are in the circus in jail, the circus meaning is gladiator school. They got videos of the camera in the corner of the wall, and they're recording all of the fights. They got the juiciest fights in jail. You know what I mean? The poke ups, the CO handcuffing brothers to the lunch table. You know what I mean? And then the white boy come out of nowhere. The CO walk away like he don't know what's going on. The white boy come out of nowhere and with a shake, and then the brother, 4 brothers are on the table, jumping around trying to not get shanked by the white boy.
That's right.
And what I'm telling you about is a real occurrence. I'm not making stuff up. It's not hyperbole. You know what I mean? This is, we're not, this is a real story where the CO did that. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Cup brothers to the table, 4 brothers to the table, and they're all swinging around the table for them. And the white boy is jumping around. The brothers are trying to kick him away. They're trying to kick the other inmate, the pale-faced oppressor, who's also an inmate. You know what I mean? They're trying to kick him away, and they're trying to spin around and jump around. And that oppressor's having a jolly good old time, is coming at them and trying to stick at them and jumping around and sticking at them. Because we are in that jar.
Right.
And them brothers was in a jar. They could not get away from that table. You see what I'm saying? And then we're gonna run to anyways. You are in a jar inside. Them brothers are in a jar that's inside of a bigger jar. If you escape jail, where you gonna go? To what? PA? PA still the jar. You're still the jar in PA.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be in the jar searching for you in that jar, in the Pennsylvania jar, up and down, up the tree, in the hole, in the river, looking at people's backyards and in the garbage bin, looking for you.
That's right.
In the Pennsylvania jar, man. Yo, we gotta know what time it is, man. You know what I mean? What books we got here? We got Nature Knows No Color Line. We got The Negro Question. Right, the slave ships that came from Judah.
Salaki. So let me just, I'm about to send this. See if we like this.
What's they looking for over there?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Another jaw holder. And he's a jaw holder that everybody looks at. That people like him. You don't know him. You have no idea who that person is. Number one, he's from South Africa. Meaning what? He don't like the blacks in South Africa. In South Africa, they got beefs between black and white. In South Africa. You know what I mean? So you think you're going to come over here and he's just a nice guy to everybody over here? No, he knows public relations. That's what he knows. He knows how to be kind. You see, that's all it is. Right? But you coming from South Africa, you are inherently racist. Why? Because train up a child in the way he should go. He's from South Africa. South Africa is was a black country before the white man, the oppressor colonized it, right?
That's right. And
you don't see Elon Musk taking no pictures with no black folk. So when he's from South Africa, I wonder why. Maybe because he's not your friend. First of all, I read the scripture all day, man. Take heed of that. Take heed of people that pretend to be your friend. You see what I'm saying? And keep your distance from your enemies, man.
That's right.
Okay? Okay?
Got this right here.
What's that you got there?
About to play it now. Go back.
Nature knows the color line is heaven. Okay. Okay. So we got a book here, Nature Knows No Color Line. Right? And Tacitus of about 90 AD. I'm going into this based on what we read in Exodus, right? About what kind of people we're reading about. He says many assert that the Jews are an Ethiopian race, right? That's what they said. They looked at the Jews as an Ethiopian race. For Romans to have taken them for Ethiopians is a clear indication of their color, since the Ethiopians were definitely black to the Romans, right? The Ethiopians were black to the Romans, and on the hieroglyphs, them Jews were dark skinned on the hieroglyphs. So we're reading about Shipra and Pua talking about unaliving them babies. If it be a boy, they're talking about the same Jews that are that look like an Ethiopian race today. All right. Scroll down on the Exodus right quick. Yep. Verse 17.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 17. But the midwife feared God.
But the midwives feared God. I like the scripture says. It's precept. Shall I pull the precept? I should pull the precept.
Yeah.
Let me pull the precept.
Yeah.
Let me. Hold on. It says. No, close. You know what I mean? Close. The one that says, how can you say you love God that you can't see? If you don't fear your brother, if you don't love your brother that you do see.
1 John 4 and 20.
1 John 4 and 20. So water. You know what I mean? Let me look that right quick. 1 John
4 20 to 21.
4 and 20. Here we go. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Right? Read that part in Exodus again.
Come on. Exodus chapter 1, verse 17. But the midwife feared God.
But the midwives feared God. Keep reading.
And did not ask the king.
And did not ask the king
of Egypt command them.
Right, because the king of Egypt is saying, unalive these dark-skinned Jew boys who look like Ethiopians. Unalive them. Get one of these. If you see them sitting by a stool, get one of these and put it right into that young Yalad.
Right.
Put it into that young Yalad. But the midwife said what? If a man say I love God and hated his brother and wants to unalive his brother, he's a liar.
Right.
Now, Serena Williams, if you don't love your brothers and you hate your brothers enough to not want to get with your brother, but instead to go with an oppressor, you hate your brother, then you don't love God. Serena Williams does not love God according to Jesus Christ. According to 1 John 4:20, the teaching of Jesus Christ. Or the black Christian woman that you've heard growing up, who said, don't get one of these brothers. Don't get one of these black boys. Don't get one of these brothers. These brothers are all going to be unalived. We don't like them. They don't treat us right in captivity in America, the way we've been raised here. If you hate your brother, you don't love God. These midwives love God, though. These midwives said no. These midwives said no to the abortion. They was not with that. They was not with none of the abortion. All right? Give me back to Exodus there, brother. 1 second.
Okay.
Right? Verse 18.
Okay. Oh, we didn't finish. We
finished it. We did finish it.
Oh, lies, huh?
Yeah, but save the men and children alive.
You said it. Oh,
yeah, you did.
You said it.
Oh, I said it. My bad.
You said it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Come.
You know what I mean?
Exodus chapter 1, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
And the king of Egypt called for the midwives.
So now here comes Pharaoh now. Now what? Now of course it's not being called. It's not being called down to the what's the highest courtroom in America? The Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
So imagine you get called to go down to the Supreme Court, and this is not the one that down in downtown Brooklyn. This is you going to the Capitol Hill to sit in front of all them devils. You know what I mean? And their job is, what's their job again?
Oh.
Their job is to grill you. You see what I'm saying? That's their job. You want to see how they handle them Chinese people with the TikTok. And they grilling them and talking about, you guys are trying to attack our country. And you're doing this and you're doing that. And the way they grill you, you know what I mean? Make you feel real small in your seats. Make you feel like real less of a person there. That's what these midwives is called to do. To go to the highest court. And in this court, right, the president himself was there, the king of Egypt. And I'm saying the president because the president of the United States is fashioned after the pharaohs of Egypt, where they have to be elected every 4 years, where they have to run for the president. Running for the president means in America there's no actual running, but in Egypt you had to physically run for president. Every 4 years you have to run for the pharaoh. It was a race. They called it the race to be the pharaoh. So they ran, and whoever ran the race became pharaoh. It was not over the votes and like what we're looking at today. It was whoever could run around the block the fastest and make it to the line, he became pharaoh. You know what I mean? Whoever the guy who did not win, he lost the race to the seat. He lost the race.
Right.
All right, and that's why these phrases in America come from today. It came from Pharaoh. Okay, keep reading there.
Come.
Yeah.
And say unto them,
In the court now, here's what Pharaoh said to them, grilling the midwives in the court. Read.
why have ye done this thing?
Right. Why have you not feared the word of Pharaoh and instead feared the Lord more instead? Why have you done this thing? Keep reading.
And have saved the men children alive.
Yeah, why did you try to save the men? Why did you try to save the what?
Men children alive.
The what kind of children?
Men children alive.
That's why when you're unalive a pregnant woman, you're charged for manslaughter. Because it's men in those bellies. That's where men come from. You want soldiers, you want men for the war. If there's any war on the planet, where the Russians want to go to the war of Ukraine, they need sons. Why? Because sons are men. You want to get more women pregnant. Why? Because in those bellies are men. Keep reading.
Come. Exodus chapter 1, verse 19. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively.
They're lively, yeah. And this is another thing too in history. Black women are not like other women on the planet.
Right.
They are loud and they protest. You see what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go down the street, and these women are lively. They get to the kicking and the stomping. You see what I'm saying? When you try to violate them. You see what I'm saying?
Lively.
They are lively. So the Egyptian woman. Number one, it said. Go back up 2 verses to 17.
Come.
Read it again.
Come. Exodus chapter 1, verse 17. But the midwife feared God.
This is the real reason why they did it. The one in 19 was just the excuse. Because you have to have an excuse to Pharaoh. you talking about the devil of that time. You talking about the oppressor at that time. They don't know anybody else favoring your God. They don't believe in your God. You talking about you believe in some Israelites' God. They believe in the God of their religion, of their country. So you talking about God? They're like, we don't know. No, God don't talk like that. What are you talking about? You are lying. You know. So they said what they said. You see what I'm saying? Go back down to 19.
Come. Verse 19.
So the woman feared God. The midwives feared God. So they had to save their brother alive, because those brothers are the sons of God in those bellies. Okay, keep reading.
And are delivered Aaron, the midwife, come in unto them.
And for they are lively and are delivered there, the midwives come in unto them. All right, keep reading.
Come. Verse 20.
Therefore,
God dealt well with the midwife.
That's what the Christians don't do. The Christians are doing terrible in church. God don't deal well with you Christians. The Christians are still in church praying for a man. Why? Why are you in church praying for a man? Because God is not doing well with your marriage. He's not doing well with your relations to another man. You know what I mean? With all that hate you got for your brother, telling sisters in there to get with the oppressors. Right? So, God is not doing well with you. Keep reading.
and the people multiplied.
Right. God dealt well with the midwives, and based on God doing well with those midwives, the people what?
Multiplied. And waxed very mighty.
There we go. If you want God to multiply Harlem and to make us have enough manpower to take back our neighborhood with wealth and money, and hands that go and make money and produce things, and hands that can farm cows, and hands that can plant fields full of apples to sell in the supermarket, to have the manpower to create that kind of financial benefit, you need to not unalive your young boys in Harlem. You need to save your boys alive, man. You gotta not listen to Kamala Abortion Harris talking about it's her body, her choice. You gotta not do that. You gotta not listen to people like that. She's not the kind of woman we read about in the Bible. She's not the midwife. If the guys are liking her to what these midwives right here, I'm trying to tell you, man. You know what I mean? Harris and the Harris family. First of all, who's she married to? You think she's black? You think Kamala Harris is black? Who's she married to? Her brother? Is she married to a black man? Is she looks black, right? Is she married to someone who looks black? I think she's married to I think her husband is Jewish. Right? Hold on.
Yeah, he's an Immigrant.
Kamala Harris's husband.
Right.
His name is Douglas Emhoff. Douglas Emhoff's ethnicity and religion. Doug Emhoff's Hanukkah, rewrite left attitude towards Judaism, Israel. Right, brothers up. Kamala Harris back in, I think she's gonna be president, yo. Because right now they want support for that Israel.
That's right.
And her husband is a Jewish man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And you know, and when we wanted, and the Jewish men always do what we did in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? The Jewish men always look to what we did in the Bible. And when they want someone to get into when they want someone to manipulate the king, you know what I mean? When we wanted to do one time in history, again in the book of Esther, right? Amalekites was trying to tell the king of Assyria, right? To unalive all of the Jew children of these 12 tribes. And a genius called, what's his name again? Mordecai. Mordecai said, you know what? The Lord is going to create an escape so that we be saved out of this. Lo and behold, the king of Assyria, he got some unclean meat for a wife up in there called Vashti, some Indian woman he got in there, some proud, snobby nosed Vashti. You know what I mean? Vashti is an Indian woman. Her name is Vashti. She's an Indian woman. And Kamala Harris is an Indian woman. I'm just saying. Her mom is Indian. You know what I mean? You know. And the king was like, yo, we need to replace this Vashti here because she thinks she's higher than man. She thinks she don't got to answer to the man's call. So the king of Assyria said, you know what? Put her to the side. I'm looking for a new wife today. I want a new wife in my house today. Mordecai said, there we go. We just need someone to get up into the king's ear. Mordecai said, you know what? Here's a beautiful sister right called Esther. Asathar in the Hebrew. Meaning she conceals herself well of dressing. She don't dress like these 3 or 4s out here.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Get up in there, all feminine and all that, not being sexual, none of that. All the other bros ugly, trying to appeal to his sexuality. And sister's like, nah, nice and concealed. Sathar means to conceal. Asathar. You know what I mean? See that sister over there, sister Sathara Banah. That same Sathar means to cover up, be discreet. You see what I'm saying? Got up in the king's ear to tell the king what to do. No problem. We in Babylon today, right? In Babylon today, what are we doing right now? Everybody's fighting to get the Black American vote. So they got a woman who looks black to get the black American vote. Who's in her ear? The Jewish man. That Jewish man gonna be telling her, you can't allow them to do this to my people. It's like Esther to tell the king, like, yo, let me get that in Esther right quick. Where am I gonna find that in Esther right quick? Esther to the king. Show me a movie. I might watch that movie later. Esther 2 and 17 right quick.
Come on. Esther, chapter 2, verse 17.
Yeah.
And the king loved Esther above all the women.
Why? Because our woman was better. You know what I mean? Our woman is the most favored of all the women on the planet. That's why our woman, even though we're in the bottom of society, where our sisters are going to be the one on the magazine cover. You're not going to see no high minds on the magazine cover. That's not what you're going to see. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Come on. And she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins.
There you go. And that's how black women are supposed to be today.
That's right.
Black women are supposed to be able to get the favor of your husband. Because when a black woman is kind to her husband, kind to a black man, that man will go out there and be unalive to keep you alive. He would do it. He would just, in a spur of the moment, if a man would not, and I've thought about it so many times about, you know, just dealing with my woman, when they are kind to me, when they're kind and loving to me, you know, it's like, you know, there's something so precious in this sister that makes you just want to not think about your own life at the moment and just think to go down in history for the act you are going to do. To do what? To be the hero for someone so kind to you and so loving to you. I've thought about it many, many times. I think about it anyway. If I get into a road rage and someone comes to my window, I just imagine, you know, defending my woman. Just doing the right thing according to being a man.
That's right.
For your woman.
That's right.
But then if you are offended, right, by your woman because your woman is doing things to offend you, whatever it is, the women in the world do things to offend their man, then that man is gonna have second thoughts about protecting you. And this is the same thing that goes on today, where the sisters in America are saying, "Why aren't black men protecting us? Why are the black men there for us? Because you are not being like Esther.
Right.
You're not being like these midwives, fearing the Lord for their brothers' sake." I think someone knocking the door, brothers. Someone just knocked the door. You see what I'm saying? There's a certain way you gotta be. You know what I mean? To persuade a man to want to give his life for you. And by the way, you want a man to want to give his life for you. And he's not giving his life for you just so you can be, you can be the queen of all the earth, and this man is a peasant. That's not how it works, young sisters. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. If you want to be treated like the princess who became the queen of Assyria, you are going to have to bow to a man. You are going to have to bow to a man and bow to everything he used to say and everything he says, and to please him and to be the thing pleasing in his sight. You have to be that. You have to be that. And the king loved Esther above all the women. That's who you're supposed to be. Why? Your man can have more than one woman. Your man can have all the women. But are you going to be the woman that man is going to love above all other women? Can you be the woman where your man walks outside and he's around hundreds of other women outside, throwing themselves at him, telling him how nice his cologne is, telling him how that he looks so nice. You see what I'm saying? Looking in his eyes, and can he say, "Thank you for your kind words and your compliments, but my woman right here is something something beyond beauty, something beyond kindness. You know, my woman will treat me so wonderful. I don't think you can out-trump, you know, this woman right here. If you think you can, then, you know, by all means show it. But, you know, the king loved Esther above all the women. And she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins. That's who you gotta be. You gotta obtain favor with your man. Sisters today are not raised, they're not trained to want to gain favor with their man. And you're making a great mistake by not wanting to seek favor with your man. You think that your man has to seek favor with you? No. Your man does not have to seek favor with you. Happy wife, happy life, garbage. Happy wife, happy life is not what's going on right here in this chapter right here.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? What's the saying? Happy man, God's plan. Happy man, God's plan, man. Yeah, man. That's right, man. Happy man, God's plan. You know what I mean? Them sisters in Egypt, the midwives, they saved the men and children. And them men, not being unalived, they go up to be happy men. And that was God's plan. He multiplied the hands of the men. He said he waxed mightily in them. He dealt well with the midwives. And Israel multiplied exceedingly. That's what he said. That's what he said. That was God's plan, because there was a happy man. You see what I'm saying? Now, how are the men doing in New York today? I don't know. They don't seem too happy to me. I think we're losing the neighborhood now. I think we're losing the neighborhoods. I think we're getting poorer and poorer. I think we're all on EBT. I don't see that any black businesses anymore. Is there any black business? Are we still chanting support black businesses? I think people got tired of saying it, but the echo is still in the background that people are saying support black businesses. But guess what? The fleas are not willing to jump out the jar anymore. They're not trying to excel past the imaginary lid anymore. So we just say, you know what? EBT. City FEPS voucher. Voucher Section 8. We don't want to jump out of this jar anymore. We just want to stay in the projects. We're not going to try to get no more land. We're not going to try to build no more house. We're not going to try to have the black man's houses. You know, like you got diamond houses, and you got pink houses, and then you got all these other houses. I don't think we're trying to have the Negroes' houses anymore. I don't think we're trying to do that. I think we satisfied ourselves with the jar, because the man is what? What should we get in Esther?
Come on. Esther chapter 2 verse 17. And she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins.
Yeah, so you know we don't. Of course, you know, the man being not multiplied is based on the sisters not getting in his sight, to be the grace in his sight. You see what I'm saying? So now we ran into a brick wall now. Keep reading.
Come. So that he set the royal crown.
The what?
The royal crown.
The what?
The royal crown.
Yes, this is walking around calling themselves queens with no crowns. You bugging. You're not right for that. Yeah, if you really want to be treated like a queen, we go back a little bit. She obtains.
Shalaki. And she obtained grace and favor in his sight.
In his what?
In his sight.
In his what?
In his sight.
And here to see that you love him. You want to hear all that talk? It's like we want to see the love. We want action. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
More than all the virgins.
All the sexy reds out there. Talking about F her baby daddy. F her baby daddy. F her baby daddy. What's the other one? Glorilla? She has a song called FNM or something. I don't know how it goes. But it was a song just the same thing. You know what I mean? Some hot girl summer. You know what I mean? They're pregnant, dancing on the car with no rules, jumping out the window. You know what I mean? Falling out the car is drifting, getting a broken leg when the car comes drifting right back around on your leg. Got no guidance. You see what I'm saying? It's doing all the wrong things, not gaining the favor in the sight of your husband more than all the other virgins. So what? Keep it in.
So that he set the royal crown upon her head.
And so therefore, your black man in your neighborhood and the Latino man in your neighborhood is not sitting no crown on your head, queen. There's no crown on your head, queen, because he won't set a crown on your head, queen. Okay? So when sisters out there talking about they queens and they queens, you become a queen by a man, your man, setting a crown on your head. Now, did your man do that for you? I don't think he did. I don't think he did that. I don't think you're the queen that you say you are. To be a queen, you gotta be crowned the queen. Your man did not crown you the queen, you know, to have the favor in his sight above all the other virgins. I don't think you're the queen that you say you are. I'm gonna tell you about sisters who are royalty. Sisters who are royalty, you find them in the UPK. There are sisters who are royalty in the UPK. There's crowns on their head in the UPK. There's spiritual crowns on these sisters' head in the UPK. And I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. I've seen a brother, you know, just treat this one sister, you know, just so precious to be like, yo, I don't want to say hello to her because he might offend him. He might look at me like, why say hello to my beautiful, wonderful wife that I will die for today? You see what I'm saying? So some brothers just flat out. Now, of course, brothers can say shalom to the sisters. You see what I'm saying? They are sisters and you are their brother. You see what I'm saying? And a sister delicate like that and feeds us. Man, you got some brothers, why let's name some of them, man. Mathanya, Yetazar Rib. Yo, heavy sisters. Heavy. Hardcore West sisters, man. You know what I mean? Yo, come on, man. You know what I mean? You know, some heavy sisters in the UPK. You know what I mean? Yo, if we could, man, we all invest in diamonds and just give it to Yetazar to put in his rib, to just crown his rib.
Yes, sir.
Because she's a wonderful sister.
That's right.
Straight up wonderful sister.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Name some of these other sisters, man. What wonderful sisters, man. You know what I mean? You know, Myra treat me well. You know what I mean? What's the other sisters that be coming to class, man? What's the other sister's name? Brothers, but I don't think there's too many. Because you know, the sisters don't come to the school, so we don't know them. But I know there's sisters out there in the UK treating their husbands wonderfully, feeding the brothers. You know what I mean? Mike's rib Labar. Always send food to us, man. Always send food to us. You see what I'm saying? Wonderful sisters. You know what I mean? Kind-hearted to do something like that. And you know, I've never even heard her speak. Who even knows what Labar's voice sounds like? You ever heard Michael say make no noise? I've never heard her say shalom.
No, I heard that. Of course.
You heard her say shalom?
Yeah.
Okay, God. I don't remember the last time I even heard her speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know. Go ahead.
Shalom, sir. I actually got this thing up for our sisters that's in the Mormon church. You know what I mean? And what you know what I'm saying, with the Mormon church, if I can, just let me play, because what you dropping is so heavy.
Right. Malakwa's rib. Malakwa in Texas got some ribs, and they are kind, and they are kind to each other. You see what I'm saying? There's two of them, and they always roll together. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, General Hiram's with Tazalaya.
Wait.
You see what I'm saying? Tazalaya, of Captain Aria's mother. You see what I'm saying? Kind sisters. You see what I'm saying? I'm just talking about kind. When you see her, you almost gonna do that man Shabbat and the Barak when you see her. You see what I'm saying? Kind sisters. We're not talking about no IUIC sisters. Nah. We're not talking about no church sisters. Trying to tell sisters you gotta get it with an African man. Trying to tell sisters you gotta get with a white man for the better life. We're not talking about those. No. Sisters that tell other sisters how to be good wives. That's what we're talking about. Jerome Hyman's rip. You know what I mean? Yatazar's rip.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Malakwa's rip. You know what I mean? What's the other ones, man? There's some heavy rips out there. But I don't know everybody. Forgive me. I don't know everybody's rips. You know what I mean? I just remember seeing over the years these notable things over the years, because some man is a friend at the table and some woman is a friend at the table. You know what I mean? But in the day of affliction, will they continue with you in the day of affliction, in the day of trouble? Will their affliction will they continue with you, like it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6? Second process. I also go ahead, process.
Come on. So I'm gonna share this right here. So you can hear what exactly is going on, sir. Right here, and
Pick up my red, bought me this wonderful bottle of water.
Oh, most side.
The bottle is metal. I don't know how they said it, metal water, metal bottles in the store. You know what I mean?
We was talking about
I big up my rib that cook for me every day. Give me 10 stars Jamaican food every single day. Every day.
I'd ask, like, are black people, like, do we have the curse of Cain? And he was like, well, that's what Bruce Harmonconke says, or like that's just like he's like, I don't know, that's what it says there. I felt like all those experiences that I had growing up of people mistreating me made sense, and it felt deserved. Right? That like this is how God has it. Especially being in Atlanta and seeing the poverty, it felt like I was just seeing my people suffer, and that it was true, right? Because I'm just seeing people be so poor. So that was my way of explaining it, was like, for whatever reason, like God wants it this way.
And Mormonism takes it a little farther, because it's not just that God wants it, it's that they deserved it because they made bad choices in pre-existence, right?
Yeah. And I felt like I made these horrible choices, and so now I have to
I gotta bring it back, because this is the Mormon church, and remember what they preach. They preach the curse of Cain is we was cursed with black skin.
They're saying that we are cursed with the curse of Cain. Of course, that is a lie. You see what I'm saying? In other words, hold on, wait. The Church of Mormon doesn't know who people in the Bible are. Do you know that the people of Cain died in the flood of Noah? Hold on, wait. So every person who have melanin on their skin are cursed with the curse of Cain?
Oh no, just
African Americans, not Africans, just African Americans. So how does that make sense? Because everybody in the world, from New York to Africa to Arabia to Tibet in Asia, and Indians all the way to the Thailand, all got dark skin. To the Philippines, all got dark skin. To the Hawaiians, all got dark skin. But only we are plagued with dark skin because we got a curse of Cain? Kind of backwards there. Kind of backwards.
That's the John Smith. That's the John Smith teaching. Remember, he wasn't allowed. This was the free. And she's a Mormon. And she went to, let me play at the beginning, because he was dropping so heavy. And Civilian Williams is a part of this. Do I got and they're going to say yes. But if you repent, you're going to have the light skin like us.
Yeah.
Are black people, like, do we have the curse of Cain? And he was like, well, that's what Bruce Harmonconke says, or like that's just like he's like, I don't know, that's what it says there.
Yeah, that's what the elders. Bruce Harmonconke. The elders.
I felt like all those experiences that I had growing up of people mistreating me made sense.
She grew up with people mistreating her. And she being put into this flea jar, she accepted after 3 days that she can't leave. So she accepted that this mistreatment in this jar must be right. It makes sense that we're in this jar. It makes sense that we're Americans. It makes sense. because we have the curse of Cain. You read it.
And it felt deserved, right? That like this is how God has it. Especially being in Atlanta and seeing the poverty, it felt like I was just seeing my people suffer, and that it was.
She cared for her people, man. You know what I mean? She really like cared, and she's around a bunch of enemies.
Right.
Say we are one people, but you are a curse of Canaan. You see the double mind, you know what I'm saying? The confusion what our enemies put on our people.
Right.
But the safe place would be September 1st that you won't have to go through.
Right.
You will have brothers and sisters tell you you are God's chosen.
Yeah.
Period. Don't think about that.
She don't believe in it. She don't belong in there. She is not supposed to be, and that's why, and I'm gonna say this, man. Shame on you brothers who don't come to the ISUPK.
Right.
Because all this time you hearing about the ISUPK and the work that we have to do, and you choose to not come in here so that you don't become an extra gate, an extra call to women like her. Because the amount of brothers that know about the UPK, we should be in here where people know us. Rather than the few that are in here, you're supposed to be in here so that she can find her way here. But because you don't join here, you are the missing link between her and here. You see what I'm saying? I want that scripture. Hold on.
Come.
Sigh, cry. Hold on.
And Salaka also, she's talking to her oppressor, the same people that she's been down with.
Yeah. Give me Ezekiel 9:4.
Soft words, he says.
Right. And he had no real answer neither, too.
Oh, no.
He didn't have a real answer for that because he believes it. You see what I'm saying? He don't look at us like we the children of God, we the Jews.
You say Ezekiel or
Yeah, Ezekiel 9:4.
Okay. Ezekiel chapter 9,
right.
Verse 4.
Right. Ezekiel 9:4. And this is the Old Testament. The Christians don't believe in the scripture because the Christians who are in the house of Satan don't believe this. Ezekiel 9:4.
Right, Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city.
Go through the midst of the city. Give me this.
Through the midst of Jerusalem.
Right, so we're talking about the midst of black people city. Atlanta is a very, very black city.
Chocolate city.
Very chocolate city, for real. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
And set a mark upon the forehead.
Yeah, so God is saying you got to put a mark on the forehead of these men in this city. Read.
Of the men that side.
That side.
That side.
Right.
And that city for all the.
And that side and that cry.
Salaki. And the side that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Go back to the video.
Come.
The sister. There we go. Right. Yeah.
It was true, right? Because
Yeah,
our black people, like, do we have the curse of Cain? And he was like, well, that's what Bruce McConkie says, or like that's just like his only. He's like, I don't know. That's what it says there. You know, I felt like
the curses we have are the curses in Deuteronomy 28. That's why we're suffering. Keep playing.
all those experiences that I had growing up of people mistreating me made sense, and it felt deserved, right? That like, this is how God has it. Especially being in Atlanta and seeing the poverty, it felt like I was just seeing my people suffer, and that it was true, right? Because I'm just seeing.
And then she cries. That's the scripture we just read. That's the scripture we just read. Get the scripture again?
Come.
Ezekiel. She cried and she sighed for the abominations of her people in the city. Our people in the city are suffering. Why? Because they are on drugs. I know I was going to say but some people say going to say LGBT. Yeah, LGBT. But I've been in Atlanta. I see more drugs than anything. I see how they became LGBT members based on the stories with sources in China, where because the mother, right, couldn't protect that boy, he got violated as a boy. We can say violated, right? He got violated as a boy, and that's how he became an LGBT member. Well, now if all of the parents are on crack, then who's gonna stop the next boy from being violated? From the Christian who are doing all these things to these boys in church. Grandma's carrying all of them kids to church, and in church there is. Brother, I remember when I was to prison. If you're gonna go to prison, and yeah, man, save from Big Bubba. Big Bubba's not in jail. Big Bubba's not in jail. Big Bubba's in church. That's where Big Bubba is at, violating all the boys. He's in church. You see what I'm saying? If he was in jail, he got let out a long time ago, and he's in church now. You see what I'm saying? Violating all them boys in Atlanta. Go ahead, Professor.
We're just dropping it so heavy, and we also have to remember what he said about the DJ. He said, "I'm going to beat you up, then I'm going to violate you."
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
He got violated. That's
the
how
source.
you do.
That's what he said.
Everybody forget about that.
He's talking about the Sources of Tanner video. You see what I'm saying? He was talking about some DJ that violated. I don't know what he did. He was offended by some DJ. He's talking about violating the DJ. And he's the one that got violated. So now, you know, in Atlanta, there's these abominations going on. You don't cry to hear about these things. You don't make you want to sigh. What is a sigh? Sigh definition.
I emit a long, deep, audible breath expressing sadness, relief, tiredness, or a similar feeling.
It's expressing sadness. That's what a sigh is. I'm gonna tell you this. If all this thing that we be hearing is right, all these LGBT members were young boys that were violated by somebody else. See what I'm saying? Violated. Her people suffering. I was in Atlanta, right? And they had on a billboard. On a billboard said, I don't know if I can say this, right? But the billboard said, it was on the billboard. It was in town. It was on the highway. It said, "I syphilis is dangerous." I syphilis. I syphilis, brother. I syphilis. Syphilis in your eye. You know what I mean? On a billboard. And it gotta be there because it's something going on out there. You know what I mean? The people are suffering because they are doing this trauma thing, with this LGBT thing, and this loose lifestyle thing. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Professor.
So like I said, that's where the sin is.
Yeah, that's where the sin is. The monkeypox. Your people gonna be suffering. Monkeypox is back here. I don't know if y'all know. Monkeypox is. Oh. Has the new strain of monkeypox been found in the United States? August 19th, 2024. This is 2 days ago, right? Oh, I'm sorry. This is 7 days ago. While the new strain, this is on the 19th. While the new strain has yet to reach the United States, that doesn't mean U.S. officials, health officials, aren't preparing for that eventually. Now, of course, the new strain of monkeypox is coming from Africa, right? And all over town, people want to talk about the migrants, the Latino migrants. Yeah, you got all the Chinese warriors are coming in through the border.
That's right.
All the white men are complaining that on the news is all Latinos. At the border on site is all young Chinese men. All the Chinese warriors are here.
Clean.
Yeah. Healthy. You know what I mean? They came across. They look like they just came from Hong Kong, 5 miles down the road from a plane in Mexico. You know what I mean? And besides that, you have all of Nigeria and Ghana and Congo and Angola and the Gambia. They're here.
That's right.
They're here in downtown Manhattan. We went to go look for the Roosevelt Hotel to go have a food drive in Manhattan. and we could not find the Latinos at the Roosevelt Hotel. What was going on down there? It was the Lion King down there. I'm talking about the Kenya, blah, blah, blah. That's what we saw down there by the Roosevelt Hotel. We saw the whole Africa down there. And the Africans are bringing the wrong group out here. What am I saying? Block out the Africans? No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't get twisted. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, them Africans is telling you that the plagues of God is coming here. The plagues of God is on its way. Why am I saying don't bring the Africans in? Why am I saying that? I'm not saying to not bring the Africans in. Why am I saying that? Go ahead, Princess. I'm gonna get this.
Because I was dropping so heavy. Yeah, just remember this. We saw that, but nobody talking about the Africans is taking the black people's job. Nobody's saying that. But they help, you know what I'm saying? They try to divide, you know what I'm saying, the blacks and Hispanics, you know, all the time. But they never try to divide the Africans. They ain't gonna talk about the Africans because the Africans is not us. They didn't say the Africans is taking the black man's job. Never hear that.
Right. You mean Jeremiah 50 and 14?
Come. Oh, classic.
Verse 13.
Oh, 13?
Right. What you're saying goes deep. Of course, them Africans are here. I know a brother who his living was made off of Uber Eats. Uber Eats. What's the other one? Seamless, one of them. You know, and of course, he can't make no more money in there anymore because, of course, the whole industry in New York has been hijacked by Hamites. You know what I mean? Uber Eats is now an African business. It's just what they do. It's just a thing that was cut out for them. Because of course, Uber came up a few years ago. Did the Uber cabs, what did that do? Cut off all of the Jamaican cab drivers at the train station. Cut off all of the Puerto Rican cab drivers at the train station around in the Bronx, around Queens and everywhere. Cut off the dollar vans. Uber removed all that and gave it to the Indians. You go call Uber right now. Is an Indian or an African? And then they came with the Uber Eats. Brothers like, okay, you know what, we're gonna do Uber Eats. Brothers, you was doing Uber Eats one time, right? Running up the flight of stairs. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And then of course, you can't get that job no more. Okay. You know what I mean? There's no business for you. It's all being taken by someone else. No problem. Give me Jeremiah 50 and 13.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 13.
50, verse 50.
Oh, 50. Right.
Yeah. Jeremiah
chapter 50.
Yeah, let's go all the way up. 50. My bad. I should have said it more clearly. It's my fault, right?
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 13.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be habited.
Yeah. It should not be. People are not going to live in America, so keep reading.
But it shall be wholly desolate.
Yeah, the whole place is going to be desolate, empty. God is going to destroy this place. Read.
Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished.
Yeah, everybody that goes by this United States, they're going to be shocked because this place was the crowning jewel of the whole planet. The richest, the most powerful country on the planet. Keep reading.
And his at all her plains.
On a what?
All her plains.
Over what?
All her plains.
Monkeypox what?
All her plains.
There's more coming. We got the China flies. That's here. I thought the China flies was gone. I went to the beach 2 days ago again. You know, I gotta get on my workout. You too? Oh, Most High Christ, man. I mean, I went to the beach the other day, and who did I see sending me wings of hope? A Chinese fly, because the plagues are here. You see what I'm saying? The same plagues of Egypt is here. What does that mean? Hope. You got who in there got injuries? Injuries, guys? Anybody got injuries in here? No problem. Christ said on his return, in the middle of the end of this country, in the middle of World War III, he's gonna heal us in the twinkling of an eye.
That's right.
So if you think it's gonna take a whole too long, you don't gotta worry about that no more. Don't worry about that no more. Right. The Egypt is going down today. Right. Keep reading.
Verse 14. But yourself is awry
Put yourself in array. Keep reading.
Array against Babylon around about.
Right. This is the Lord in the spiritual world talking to the angels. You precept this with the same thing going on in the second Esdras. God is talking to the angels, saying, "Angels, put yourself around Babylon, and your arrows that fire plagues and forest fires and this and that. Fire all the arrows." Keep reading.
All ye that bend the bow.
All the angels that have the bows to bring plagues on America. All of them. Fire all of them. Keep reading.
Shoot at her.
Her is America, the daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. You should know what we call delicate. Donald Trump got clipped in the ears the other day. I don't know if you know. Pharaoh got touched, y'all. Pharaoh got touched. Pharaoh thought he was untouchable.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? We go to camp in Boston, and in Boston they're saying, no, they could never do that. You know what I mean? You know, Russia could never touch America. Yeah, Donald Trump got kicked in the ears. Blood all over his face. Right. He got touched. You know, it reminded me of that movie 300.
That's right.
Where he had the Assyrian Pharaoh with the chains and looking all kinky, and he sent upon the mount of all the people who were the Israelites to go fight the war with the white boys.
That's right.
In the Battle of Thermopylae, you know, fight the Spartans. And then what's his name? The last devil, Leonidas, fired the last arrow before he got unalived, right? That last arrow caught the Assyrian Pharaoh. Same way it caught the face. And he was like, oh snap, I got touched. No one has ever touched me. I know no one ever touched you, Trump.
That's right.
But you got touched. You have to understand what God is doing. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Spare no arrow.
Do what?
Spare no arrow.
Angels ain't allowed to spare no arrows at this time. That's what God said. And God is saying that then, and this is being played out right now. This was not being played out then. God is letting you know in prophecy, this is the order to come. And that order is going on now. Keep reading.
For she,
America what?
For she,
for New York what?
For she,
Chicago what?
For she,
all the states what?
For she,
read,
have sinned against the Lord.
You know what it means to sin? It means you violated God. That's what it means to sin. A sin is a spit in the face at God.
Right.
That's how he counts it. You see what I'm saying? America has violated God. And God is saying, yo, don't spare no arrows. I know things still look intact right now. And I know the trains are still running, the buses are still running. But the financial system is about to collapse. The whole airport got hacked the other day. They called it a Microsoft glitch. Because they thought they were invincible with all the computers and the Windows wall and the firewall. Right. No, don't be silly. Spare no arrows. Fire those plagues and fire the plagues of the computers and fire the plagues of everything. You know what I mean? Brother, been telling you a long time, man. The Wall Street gonna crash, man. Right. You know what I mean? Israel and what's it called again? Hamas be firing missiles all week.
Oh, that's right.
You see what I'm saying? Peace done. Peace treaty done. Forget the peace treaty. Forget that. You see what I'm saying? Just Hezbollah in there now. Hold on. Hezbollah firing out Israel. There we go. Israel and his Hezbollah. That's the thing that they wanted to avoid. They didn't want Hezbollah to start firing at the Israelis.
That's right.
Because that means Iran steps in. And when Iran steps in, Russia steps in. And when Russia steps in, America has to back in for Israel. And China. And all the European countries. Israel and they have to. Israel and Hezbollah exchanged heavy fire in major escalation 21 hours ago. Major escalation. Countries going down. Spare no arrows, angels. Let it fly. You know what I mean? Bring the monkeypox. And with that, I pass the class to priest and officer of 1,000.
Clap it up. Sign Christ. Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, started out the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother or sister and sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to be they are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 month period, 6 months, in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, mean 10 in the Hebrew, ma'ashoda. 10% of every penny of any increase that the Most High give you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. Let me see, announce the Holy Convocation, reminder Akim and Aquafium to check the bulletin board in the hallway, or go to isupk.com. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And also on September 1st, Isupk headquarters in Harlem will be having our annual barbecue at Marcus Garvey Park. Marcus Garvey Park in Harlem, New York. You can go to isupk.com, scroll down, look for Harlem, New York. And with that, men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadu, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amad Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yashar Rakatah. Yazmatah, class dismissed.